Joker is one of the most iconic villains from DC, and with his own movie released back in 2019, his popularity skyrocketed. Now with the news of another Joker movie coming up, fans couldn't be happier. On that note, Joe Rogan had some stuff to say about Joaquin Phoenix for playing the character of Joker. In today's video, we'll talk about what Joe Rogan said about the upcoming Joker movie. First up, here's what Joe Rogan has to say about Joker. American commentator Joe Rogan is known for always expressing everything on his mind. His raw opinions always end up stirring controversies and fandoms, and he's done it again. Rogan has been pretty vocal about comic book characters and has expressed his preference for Marvel over DC, but Joker is one movie from DC that has impressed Joe a lot. He has talked about how he appreciated the movie in the past as well, always passing praise and appreciating the actors and the crew behind the film. What he likes the most about the movie is how it's so creepy and nerve-wracking, but not in an unrealistic way. That's one thing that's hard to achieve, the perfect balance between fantasy and reality, and that's exactly what he loves most about the movie. In an interview with Bridget Fedesi in episode 1890 back in November 2022, he spilled the beans and told us about his feelings concerning the film in detail. Following up, here's what he said in the interview. Rogan expressed his appreciation for the film and how beautifully it has been made. He told the people about the time he went to see the movie for the first time when it came out back in 2019. He went to the movie theater with his wife, and both of them were absolutely mesmerized by the film. The American commentator remembered his wife mentioning how close to reality all of the scenes in the film felt, as if it wasn't even a different universe but our own reality, like a possibility that could happen at any time. What's more, Joe mentioned how both he and his wife felt like it was the best version of the Joker that they've ever seen. We've seen Joker in the Batman movies, as well as the arch nemesis of Batman, but in this movie, all the light was shining on Joker himself, and we got to know the character so much more. Maybe that's the reason Joker as a villain went so viral. From wallpapers to notebooks to profile pictures, the villain was seen everywhere. Fans loved it, just like Joe and his wife. Rogan then continued to express how he was excited about the upcoming Joker movie. Up next, Joe couldn't believe Joaquin Phoenix's amazing performance. Have you ever seen someone do something so well that your brain just refuses to believe that it could be real? Well, that's how Joe felt when he watched Phoenix's performance as the lead character in Joker, released in 2019. On a podcast with Brendan Schaub, Joe and Schaub were discussing the Riddler, Catwoman, and Penguin from the Batman. This is when Joe decided to bring up Phoenix's performance as Joker in the Batman movies. He talked about how he loved the way the actor made Joker such a creepy yet realistic one that scares people, but also makes them feel sympathy for him. Now that's what a great actor and good writing in a movie can do, make a character memorable. Joaquin Phoenix is crazy as fuck, Joe said. He continued to talk about how much he loved Phoenix's performance, saying that he must be insane the way he portrayed Joker's character so well. And we agree, his performance was so good that we were fully convinced that Phoenix is the Joker in real life too. There's no way he could be that good, Rogan continued. Talking about the Joker, let's talk about the sequel that's gonna come out soon. Now, the Joker 2 has no choice but to spoil the original's ending. If you watch the first Joker film, you'll understand all this pretty well, and we think you might already have an idea of what we're talking about. For those who haven't watched the first film, first of all, what are you waiting for? And second of all, we're here to explain. You see, the way the first film ended was that it left the viewers confused in the best way possible. We didn't even know what was real and what was not. Still lost? Well, we really didn't get to see what actually was real and what was in Arthur Fleck's head. The first film ended with us seeing Arthur being held in Arkham Asylum after committing murder on national TV. In the last scene, we see that Arthur's walking away from a therapy session with bloody footprints, suggesting that he killed his therapist. But then we find out that Arthur had been hallucinating most of the film, so a lot of things we saw were all in his head, like the relationship he had with his neighbor. So this just made us leave with the question of what really was real and what was in his head. But now that there's a sequel coming, the crew has to figure something out. They probably will have to spoil the ending of the original film. Otherwise, we don't see another way to go about the second film. We need to know what exactly was real so that the next movie makes sense. Otherwise, Otherwise, it would be kind of pointless, no? Next up, why this would suck. Well, for starters, one of the best things about the film was its ending. We don't know about you, but that definitely was one of our favorite parts. The way it left us in confusion without an answer, leaving us with nothing but our curiosity. That's exactly how you build up hype around a film or show, by keeping the viewers on their toes. And the crew did a great job at it with the first film that showed us how Arthur Fleck became the infamous iconic villain from Gotham City. Still, we'll have to accept the reality, because in order for the second movie to work, the first movie's ending has to be spoiled. Sorry for that, guys, but there's nothing we can really do, and it seems like a fair trade. We would be getting a whole new movie after all. Coming up, here's what to expect from the second movie. Now that we've established that the second film is going to spoil the ending of the first one, let's look at how it could all roll out. And trust us, once you find out what we're about to tell you, your excitement level for this upcoming thriller movie is going to go right through the roof. We think that the second film will confirm that the Joker is, in fact, at the asylum, so it would have to confirm some crimes that Arthur committed that ended him up at the asylum, and that way we get a clever picture of what's really going on. Before we tell you what's next, tell us, are you a hardcore Harley Quinn fan like us? If so, you're going to love what we're about to tell you next. Yep, you might have already guessed it, but the new movie might include Dr. Harleen Quinzel, who would be shown as Arthur's new therapist. So that's one thing that we know was real and not just in Arthur's head. He really did end up murdering his therapist. Harleen being in the movie means that we'll get to see how the two fall in love and how Harleen goes from Dr. Harleen Quinzel to Harley Quinn. Isn't that so exciting? And do we have anything to back up this theory? Well, just like always, we came prepared. Focus on what the upcoming movie is called, Folie à Deux. That translates to Madness for Two. Now, this could very well be referring to Harley and Arthur joining forces and falling in love. Up next, here's another way it could go. Now, that was only one theory that we talked about. Here's another one. Let us know down in the comments section which one you find more convincing. Now, going back to the name of the movie that means Madness for Two. It could be referring to the madness between reality and delusion. See where we're going with this? It's possible that the second film also plays the same game that the first film played and leaves us questioning reality once again. And this could include Harley too. Maybe the two clowns share the delusions they have and only some events happening in the film are outside of their heads. This would strengthen the plot of the film and make it so much more interesting to watch for us. We do think that it would be pointless to make a sequel of a film, especially a film like Joker, and not explain the ending for the storyline of the first film, or the movie could end up a failure like many other sequels do when they try to over-explain the first film or try too hard to live up to the success of the first film. We just hope that's not the case with this upcoming thriller and that it's just as good as we all are hoping it to be. Finally, here's all we know about the upcoming Joker movie. First things first, we're all dying to know when we will finally get to see the movie in theaters for ourselves. Well, sorry to tell you guys, but it looks like you would have to wait quite a long time before you can enjoy the movie. The movie is set to be released on October the 4th, 2024, so that's more than a year of waiting for us. The good news is that filming has already started. Another good news we have for you guys about the film is the actress who would be playing Harley Quinn next to Joker in the film. Drumroll please, it's Gaga. Yep, you heard that right. Lady Gaga has been cast to play the iconic role of Harley Quinn next to Phoenix's Joker. We don't have an official trailer of the film yet, but we did get a little teaser via Lady Gaga's official Twitter account. That was enough to make us all beyond excited. That's all we have time for in today's video. Are you excited for the upcoming Joker film? Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments section. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. With all that said, as always, we'll see you in our next video.